I did retire in June of last year. I'm a year into retirement right now. And since then, I was accumulating child support debt as if I was still a full-time employee. Basically, I was making $1,400 a month, like a supplemental annuity. And that wasn't even enough to cover for my child support, which is $1,600. Yet I was still accumulating that debt of child support. I couldn't pay it.
Child support is not a debt.
This is a motion to modify, motion to confirm arrears. So I think the general issue is that Mr. Reyes wants the modification downward because he had retired from his job. The problem is he wants to go farther back than I think legally we're allowed to go. Mom was served in mid-May, so I think the farthest back we can go is June 1st. To modify.
Okay. Let me do it this way. Let me look at the file. And then I will do it this way.
And so I can just ask, but just so that I told the court what I think the issue centers upon, that way.
All right. The court will take judicial notice that the suit for modification was filed on April 15th with the first appearance date for today's date. The parties were served both in May. So, Mr. Reyes, you understand English, correct, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Reyes, they're telling me that you have sort of an agreement, but the issue in your case that you do not agree on is you are asking that the court go back on lowering the child support before even May of 2024. The family code does not allow me to do that because the family code states that any modification, I can only go as far back as the time that the parties were served with the paperwork or the first court appearance, whichever is earlier. So in your case, you all got served in May, but it was in the middle of May. So we would only be able to go as far back as, I guess, May. I mean, it's like 2 weeks, but my question is, what I can do for you before we proceed with a hearing, because once we proceed with a hearing or an agreement, you won't be able to ask for time to see an attorney. You don't have to take my word for it, Mr. Reyes. Would you like time, because it's the first appearance anyway, to consult an attorney so he can give you advice or answer your questions?
No, ma'am. If I may just take maybe 30 seconds of your time, but my whole my motivation to do this was because I did retire in June of last year. I'm a year into retirement right now. And at the moment of my retirement, 1 year ago, of course, I was a full-time employee. And since then, I was accumulating child support debt as if I was still a full-time employee, but I wasn't really, basically I was making $1,400 a month, like a supplemental annuity. And that wasn't even enough to cover for my child support, which is $1,600. Yet I was still accumulating that debt of child support. I couldn't pay it because I wasn't making enough money. Like I said, all I was making was $1,400 a month. So this massive debt got accumulated. In the meantime, I'm trying to support my family here in El Paso as well. And then, you know, the debt kept accumulating. I got a seizure from my TSP. I got one of my income tax returns seized, and I was counting on all that money to provide for my family right now. But it was just administratively very frustrating for me. And I understand, you know, the protocol is what it is. If it's something that we can't go retro to my retirement, then I accept it. I'm not going to fight it. I respect the judicial system. And right now it sounds like we're in agreement that since my annuity and my supplement has kicked in already, it sounds like the formula kicked out the new obligation that I have of 923 for the next few months until my son turns 18, and I'm okay with that. okay with that,
Okay.
so.
And I am listening to your
Yep.
story. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the law that says we can't go back that far is statutory. It's built within the statute, so it doesn't give me discretion. So listen carefully to the agreement, because he's gonna read it into the record, just to make sure
Okay.
it's the same thing they told you in the other screen. You may proceed, Mr. Schamberger.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, since technically, I mean, he didn't technically agree to it, so I wouldn't qualify it as an agreement, but I think, again, I don't think mom has a problem going with the retroactive modification beginning June 1st. I think her issue was she didn't want to go behind it because, you know,
Right.
that's kind of what the law is. So we would offer the pay record as State's Exhibit A. And so as of May 31st, the balance owed would be $3,790.58. The interest on that is a little under $20 a month. So we would ask for 75 on the payback. And then I have a question, Mr. Reyes, if you could again, please state your name.
I'm sorry, sir.
Your name.
My name is David Reyes.
Now, previously, when you were employed, you were carrying the health and dental insurance through your employer for this child, correct?
Correct, and that is still in play. I'm still carrying it through my first, so that is still active. It's been seamless. It has not stopped.
Okay, that was my question. If it's
Yep.
still technically through your employer or through another private source,
Well,
with
it's
how
through it's through OPM, but it's the same insurance provider, but now it's through OPM, the Office of Personnel Management. So
okay, so I would say, Your Honor, just so that if he gets a part-time job that we don't send the medical support notice to the part-time job, we call it through NCP other source where you're still carrying Mr. Reyes, but I don't want it, you know, because what you did, because you look fairly young still, you know, if you worked in law enforcement or the military, you retire young when you hit your 20, and then you go get part-time work or full-time work somewhere else while you're collecting the pension. And so I don't want a medical support notice to go to a new job should you go get a new job. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. I guarantee you that, sir.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I know that the child is turning 18 in just a month or a couple of months.
Yep.
Okay. But just for our purpose, I don't want that to go out in the event something does come up and you have an offer for a good job. Okay.
Yep. If that happens, I'll let you know.
Okay. So that 75 per month would be effective July 1st. And the amount, Mr. Reyes, I know you said 923. The amount that we came up with was actually 938.
Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Okay, I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
that's the amount that my caseworker gave me was 938. Is that okay?
Yeah, it sounds fine. As long as it's the proper percentage of what I'm making now, I'm fine with it.
So your case, the percentage we used, you have one other child aside from the child in this case, so that would be 17.5%. That's correct?
Yes, sir. That's what the other gentleman said. Yes, sir.
Okay, so then yeah, the 938 would be the correct amount based on 17.5%, based on the information of what you're earning and all that with the retirement. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Okay, and
right,
if I can ask Miss Reyes.
yes.
Miss
Yes.
Reyes, if you would please state your name.
Claudia Ivette Reyes.
And you're okay with the new amount starting June 1st, since it's only a couple more months of child support that's owed anyway.
Correct. And then just the arrears.
Okay. So then that would cover everything, Your Honor. Like Mr. Reyes said, and I put it up on the screen, he was current or paid ahead when he retired. So I didn't know if the court wanted to waive court costs to alleviate some of his since he is in retirement.
Court will waive court cost, and based on the parties' agreement, the court is modifying the child support order. The court is setting your child support at 938. We are giving you credit for another child, Mr. Reyes. There is a small arrears of $3,790.58 to be paid at $75. The financial statement will be admitted as Exhibit A. The medical will be modified, and you're going to be providing medical through another source. Court costs will be waived. Do you have any questions, Mr. Reyes?
Oh, yes. does that mean, I'm in debt, $3,000 or something? Sorry, I didn't pick that up.
Mr.
Yes.
Reyes, I'm sure you're gonna tell him child support is not a debt.
Well,
Oh, well,
yeah,
okay.
it's technically not a debt, but yeah, as of the end of May, that is the balance, the 33,000, let me see the exact amount so I don't misstate it.
790.
Yeah,
3790.
Cause,
Correct.
I just received a pay stub saying that there was a $1,800 deduction just a few weeks ago. Is that part of your math, sir? Cause,
So-
according to my, my database here in OPM and FERS, you guys have already started taking, $1,800 a month.
And
Maybe
they may
it
have
hasn't kicked in yet.
they may have started taking it. There's not a hold on your case, but it
Yeah.
hasn't posted yet. So
Yeah.
that's why we use a date of the prior month, because if we
Okay.
took it like 2 weeks ago and it hadn't posted yet, then our date is as of May 31st. So this happens a lot. We take an old judgment date that's 19 days old, but you may have, I don't show any payments made in June, but the payment may be in the process of coming
Yeah.
to us. Because
Yep.
yeah, I mean, if it's a government, just out of truth, the government payments tend to come a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Than some
Fair,
private
fair enough,
employers.
but fair enough. Full disclosure, I do have the receipt here indicating that there was an $1,800 deduction. That's straight from the Office of Personnel Management. That's basically my pay stub, my new pay stub. So
Yeah, and when was that?
this was dated about 2 weeks ago. I received it. Looking at it right here. That's coming from, I don't know if you can see, but there it is right there. That's line number
Okay.
3.
You can send that in to us, but
Okay.
we don't show a payment has posted yet to your account.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I know that.
All right, Ms. Reyes, did you have any questions?
Just on the health insurance, so at the end of the year in September when he turns 18, I'll have to put him under my insurance, correct? Because David will take him off.
If he graduated, when does he graduate?
He graduated in May.
Okay, then yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something that they can work. Yeah, I mean, what I would say, if I can, Your Honor,
Absolutely.
y'all need to kind of talk about that, because obviously y'all can carry insurance past the age of 18 or
Yeah, so there's
graduation from high
26.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
that's
not
not
a
happening.
legal, yeah, it's not a legal obligation. That's the only thing. So if Mr. Reyes keeps him on insurance, that's his choice. If not, then yeah, you'd have to put him on yours, because it's not a legal obligation once your son turns 18.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Just making sure.
All right, then that'll be the ruling of the court. The court finds that this agreement, the court approves this agreement and finds it's in the best interest of Daniel Ezekiel Reyes to sign this order. I will sign it electronically. That's when it becomes final. So Mr. Reyes and Ms. Reyes, you are excused. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.